As we leave what's left of Nipiton, we stumble across the small town of Novac. We also see our old friend Victor from all the way from Good Springs.
Well, butter my button, call me a
We
biscuit
talk
if
to
it ain't my
Victor, find
old
out what
friend
he's
from
doing
Good
here, but then
Springs.
we explore the rest of the town.
Don't rightly know. I just got the notion to make my way to New Vegas. Reckon I'll find out when I get there. Novac? Nice enough place, I suppose, but between you and me, when I rolled into town, my skin started to itch. Watch yourself. Likewise, friend, likewise. Is there anything old Vic can do you for? Well, this ain't New Vegas, but I reckon you can find what you need here. Try the office out front. No, don't believe I did. But you might ask around. The Novac folk usually see anyone traveling this way.
Novac consists of several houses, a few bungalows inside the motel's fence, and a few rooms that some residents are staying in. And the thing you might have noticed, the famous Dinky the T-Rex statue, with the world's second largest thermometer. There are a few people of note in the town, such as Ada Strauss, Cliff Briscoe, Manny Vargas, Craig Boone, Jeannie Mae Crawford, Ranger Andy, and Nobark Noonan. The town is protected by a team of sharpshooters. These are Manny Vargas and Craig Boone. Novac is located south of Gibson's scrapyard and north of the Viper encampment along Highway 95. It was made as a small rest stop for the people heading to and from town. It was also made for people needing a restroom, or a coolant refill on the way to RepCon, or just a place to stay for the night. It has a few small attractions, such as Dinky the Dinosaur and its gift shop, and the world's second largest thermometer. After the Great War, the motel and the surrounding area were settled by a few wastelanders, who called it Novac from the broken sign and the leftover letters. Boone and Manny take the day-night shift protecting the town. Manny takes the day shift, and Boone takes the night shift.
Got in with a gang, I loved it. Then something happened, and I couldn't handle it anymore. So I enlisted.
There's only a few more things that I want to talk about in Novac. It involves Boone, his wife, and a terrible plan that unfortunately ends in tragedy. This quest is called One for My Baby.
It doesn't get any badder. Oh, it was great. I wouldn't trade it. Something about that lifestyle, the discipline, seeing new places, making people safe. What's not to like?
We can set up the quest by talking to Manny Vargas inside of his room
Wanted to have a home.
at the Novac rest stop. When talking to Manny, he will tell us that he is one of the protectors of the town, and he was also a former NCR sniper with the 1st Recon group. He would then tell us about different things that he did while he was involved in the NCR, why he enjoyed it, and unfortunately the tragedy that caused him, Boone, and many others to leave the NCR.
You're lucky not to shoot your own guys.
But upon talking to him, he will tell us to try to go visit the other NCR sniper, Boone, inside the Dinky the Dinosaur statue.
What do you want with him? You talking about that chip? Man, I don't think he's giving it up. Well, listen, I can definitely help you find him, but I've got problems of my own. Maybe we can do a trade. You need my help. There's something I need too. Yeah, everybody depends on you, you know? But they don't ask you about how you feel, what you worry about. There's something I like about you. You just seem really understanding. I was gonna ask you for a favor, but I'll just tell you what you want to know. The guy you're looking for, Benny, he was traveling with some members from my old gang. They were going to Boulder City. Glad I could help. Hey. See? Novac, but the only... We get...
When talking to Boone, he will be surprised to see us,
What do you want?
shouting at us that we shouldn't sneak up
Yeah,
on
I
him.
guess maybe I am, but not like you. Huh. Maybe it should have been you I was expecting all along.
We can then
Why are
talk
you
to
here?
him, and we can pass a speech check to start the quest, or we can just say that we're a stranger from out of town. He will then say that a stranger might just be what he needs.
No.
He will then give
you're
us the
not,
start of the
yeah.
quest, one for my
Maybe
baby,
you
by
should.
telling us
Not just yet.
we need to search around the town
I
to
need
find
someone I can trust.
who took his wife and
You're a
why.
stranger.
We can then ask
I want
him,
you to find
what do we
something
do
out
once
for
we
me.
find the person?
I don't know
He
if
will
there's
then
anything
give
to
us his
find, but I
beret
need
and
someone
tell
to
us
try.
to wear the beret
wife.
with the person in
Maybe.
front of the statue. He will then shoot and kill the individual we bring to the
Bring
front of
him
the
out in front
dinosaur.
of the
When the quest starts, there are many people that we can talk to. We can start talking to Manny, who will tell us that him and Carla, Boone's wife, didn't get along and often argued about this and that. And that after she disappeared, he had hoped that him and Boone will be as close as they used to be. We can also talk to a few more of the residents before we talk to the town's crazy named Novac Noonan. And he will talk about Carla and mention that on the night she was disappeared, he saw one of the kidnappers go into the motel lobby.
Believe me, when I heard the news, my first thought was...
If you
I
know
hope
this
somebody
before
is
starting the
big. I
quest,
figured Boone
you can
would
then
be
get the
around
quest
for a
from
while.
Boone, and then immediately go to the
Starting to
motel
think if he
lobby,
doesn't find it,
avoiding all
he'll
of the
never go back
details
to
you
the
might
motel.
want to learn by just checking the safe in the lobby. But I'm going to do this in a certain order so that we can get just a little bit more information about Carla.
She wanted to sit in her room all day and make herself miserable, and she went out of her way to be rude. She upset a lot of people. You wouldn't have liked her either.
How you doing? Hey there. If you want to buy something from a shop, you'll have to wait till it opens. Can't say we spoke much. Boone did most of the buying for him. She was in the store once, but she didn't stay long. Had a look on her face like she'd smelled something sour. But far as I can remember, the gift shop smelled fine. Well, fine as it always does. Come
We haven't met yet. You must be new in town. I'm Andy. Carla was a knockout. Whenever Boone walked around with her, he always had this funny grin on his face like he couldn't believe his luck. I know we couldn't. That wasn't the only reason she stuck out, though. That girl never minced words. If she'd had better food or hospitality, she'd let you hear it. Trouble was, she usually had. I don't think she meant it. She really was a sweet girl. I think she just wanted to remind herself that there's still nicer places in this world than Novac. Who could blame her for that?
While talking to some of the residents of Novac, we can then discover that Carla Boone was unfortunately not very liked by the town. They found her to be uptight and rude. And they did not respect the fact that Boone loved her. We can then start the conversation with Nobark Noonan, the town crazy, as I said before. Nobark Noonan is crazy because he injects himself with rad scorpion venom. And this has caused him to, in no other words, lose his fucking mind. Because when starting to talk to him, he will tell us that he will stab us with his knife named Sticky. And that Sticky's getting mighty ornery. We can then ask him about Boone's wife, and he will tell us the information I have previously mentioned.
Seen it all. Seen shadowy folk come to... Could be that person. I thought it was cannibals. Come to eat. More rat men. They're covered out.
After talking to Nobark Noonan, we can then go to the motel lobby. We can look around, but we will discover an easy lock safe. Once unlocking this safe, we will discover the tragedy that has befallen Boone's wife. We see a bill of sale from the Legion saying that they have purchased Carla and unfortunately her unborn child from Jeannie Mae Crawford for 1,500 caps. Jeannie Mae Crawford is the woman who runs the motel's lobby and is most likely the individual that Nobark Noonan had seen go into the lobby the night of her disappearance. We can then exit the motel lobby, find Jeannie Mae Crawford either in her house or walking up the road. We can talk to her and mention to her that we need to talk to her and that there's something to see in front of the dinosaur statue. Upon heading up here, you need to make sure that you have the beret on so that the quest can be finished properly. Upon heading to the front of the dinosaur, Jeannie Mae Crawford will stand in the location you said, and shortly after, she will be shot and killed by Boone. We can then bring the evidence that we have gathered to Boone to tell him the fate of his wife and why she was kidnapped and who did it. There is an alternative way you can finish this quest. You can pass a 55 speech check when talking to Boone.
How did you know?
If you do not pass the speech check, he will get angry and take his beret back, and you will lose the chance to get him as a companion.
This is all I can give. I think our dealings...
There's also the small chance that he will try to attack and kill you.
I don't know.
This is the same result for if you bring anybody else but Jeannie Mae Crawford in front of the statue. You can pass a speech check to lie and convince Boone that whoever you brought forward was the person that did it, or you can fail and he will try to kill you because you made him kill somebody that was innocent. When talking to Boone, you can pass different speech checks or just slowly convince him that to travel with you across the wasteland means that he can bring justice for his wife and bring down the Legion. When I bring Boone, I always like to give him the sheriff's duster and Volpe's and Colta's hat, because I just feel like that makes him look a lot more awesome. But the only way you can get him to actually properly wear the sheriff's duster is to take the clothing he already has. But the reward you get from this is not only, in my opinion, one of the best companions in the game, you also get the first Recon Beret, which gives you more perception and doesn't have durability, meaning it will never break and you can always wear it. But this is one of the few quests that truly breaks my heart when we find out what happened to Boone, his wife, and his child. Because we find out through either context clues or furthering Boone's quest that he had to mercy kill his wife to spare her from the torture that she was receiving from the Legion, and to spare his child, whether it was a boy or a girl, from a terrible future in the Legion.
What is
It's a truly sad but overall memorable quest, and we can further our relationship with Boone to discover more about him, and more about why him and Manny Vargas had left the NCR.
Yeah.
We will then learn later on about the massacre at Bitter Springs, what happened, why it failed, and what we can do to help Boone get past what he had experienced through both the NCR and what happened to his wife.
Camp Golf for a while. Last I heard, they're at
Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to thank you for dealing with me in the slowdown in uploads. I wanted to thank you for watching my videos as I upload them. They will only increase in production value and quality, I hope. But overall, thank you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And come back for any more videos that you would like to see. I have a few bigger videos planned coming up, such as more retrospectives, deep dives, and maybe a couple of live streams between those.
When he looked at you, you could
But, as I said before, much appreciated that you're here, and I can't thank you enough. Goodbye.